Let the record show, at this point, I was exhausted. But I'm going to try and show you what my Kuperica was like. A lot of it, I learned it by going through it. So hopefully this can be education for people out there. Because baby, somebody should have told me about this. Lesson number 1. You have to buy a lot of things, all symbolic, and everything. By that I mean everything comes from body.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is my Kuperica day. This was supposed to be right after my rota, but because we did it in essay, we weren't able to do it at that time. So we're doing it today. It's been hectic. We're super late. It's getting dark outside. We're supposed to arrive like the night before, sleep over, wake up and do a lot of work, and then cook, make like water for people. It's like a whole shebang. And I've got my crew with me. We all color coordinated.
Look at her, talking about color coordination as if it was planned. She had nothing prepared up until the morning, nay, the afternoon of the Kuperica itself. But we move.
And yeah, I really doubt I'll be able to show you much because it's a really involved process. Like now I understand why people never have vlogs of this because there's just no time.
At this point, you've probably realized most of this video is going to be through voiceover. I was not in any state to be making vlogs at that time. But I wanted to explain what Kuperica actually is. So Kuperica is a tradition that is done after your wedding or after your customary marriage, where the new wife is sent off to her in-laws and she's accompanied by her aunts and sisters. I was accompanied by predominantly old ladies. Then a couple of my aunts who are actually my moms, so they're not supposed to work during the process, and my sister. But don't be fooled. Just 'cause they old, they had a lot of bite, honey. Traditionally, you're supposed to have like a roadrunner traditional type chicken that you cook for your in-laws on the fire, whole, without cutting it, and you make a traditional sadza called sadza regio. As usual, Gogo Bakes went above and beyond, so she made sure live chicken was put on a bus from Marondera to Harare, and she personally prepared the traditional sadza, the traditional food that we were supposed to use. This damn chicken kept us up all night. But I couldn't be mad at it because my gogo gave it to me out of love for me to go to my new home. Like, how sweet is that? That fucking chicken.
Oh my gosh, it's dark. We are so late, you guys.
Lesson number 2. When you are doing Kuperica, there's literally no such thing as being late. They are there to wait for you. So you do things whenever you want.
But now I'm leaving my cousin's house and then we're about to head over to Jay's parents' house. Luckily, it's only like 5 minutes away. What is going on here?
Okay, so here's where the fun begins. Um, you go there with your aunts and your sisters, like I had mine and my gogos. And then when you get there, like your aunts will be holding a cloth over your head. So they're holding like a sheet over my head. And then the in-laws have to pay money for me to be uncovered. But even before that, when we got there, you have to sit in the car quietly, not talk to anyone, not say anything until like they pay you some money for, walking out, coming out the car, walking towards, well, I thought it would be walking towards the house, Turns out you're not even walking towards the house, because at some point we were walking calmly. The next thing, because you have your gogo in front of you, right? And she's the one that's in charge of everything. She decides when you're gonna start walking, when you're gonna chill. You're not in charge of the process. You can't be like, no, I think that's enough money, I'm gonna go now. Nope. Whatever your gogo says, that's what you do. So I was behind my gogo and we were walking towards the door. Next thing, we're kneeling on the ground outside. And I said, oh my gosh, my city cat knees were not made for this. Second thing after the next thing, we're walking on our knees. Guys, when I tell you that after these 2 days, my knees have never seen such flames. Have you ever walked outside on pavement on your knees? Marinate on that.
Zvimwe tomboita tisingachemi hatikauramba tombochema hai hatichemi tingasaita vana chemai pokwanhongo panogaiwa mari panogaiwa mari pokwanhongo iyo pokwanhongo panogaiwa mari yemapepa pokwanhongo panogaiwa mari yemapepa endimbuya mukonosvika kugoni riri kuseri murora nemagumbeze murora auya naye auya naye nemagumbeze murora auya naye auya naye auya naye nemagumbeze murora.
At this point, y'all know the name of the game. The sheet doesn't come off until the sheets come out. Am I right? And like these aunties, they'll be cracking jokes, they'll be teasing you, they'll be saying all sorts of things, and you're not supposed to laugh, you're not supposed to smile, you're not even supposed to look them in the eye, you're supposed to act like you've never seen these people in your life, okay? And it was so hard for me because y'all know I like to laugh. But finally, we made it inside. Meanwhile, we were burning in that entire sheet, bruh. Then they will pay for the sheet to come off, and then you sit there quietly. They show and they pick out which one is their murora, which should be me. And then they serve us. So on the first night that you arrive, your in-laws, they're the ones that serve you. They give you food, they give you somewhere to stay, and then you and your crew, you go and stay there. The work only starts the next day. Day 2 of Kuperica. Some of us came late.
But I'm here.
But we're here. We just did the sweeping of the yard. This yard is big, yo. So the next day, you wake up early in the morning at like 4 a.m. And you get to sweeping the yard. You have to traditionally fetch firewood and make fires for boiling water for people. But luckily, my in-laws had provided firewood for me, so I didn't have to go fetch it. And then after that, that's when you sweep the yard and you pile up the trash. But you don't throw away the trash until like your in-laws celebrate and pay you for sweeping. And then after that, you do the heating up of the water and all that other stuff, which you'll then see. And then the cooking, etc.
I thought reserve yard was big.
This is huge.
This is huge.
So we left out like...
Don't tell me.
We did it all. We did it. And then...
Sash was like, what did you say?
So like, we're gonna now do boiling of water.
Slaughtering of a chicken.
And slaughtering a chicken. I don't think that chicken had to be live, but then Gogo really wanted to like...
Because then they have to see that we've plucked out the...
It couldn't have been an Ivan's item.
No.
Okay, that's just checking.
Gogo's production.
Front seat.
See, we busy. We
booked and
busy.
So now we're gonna do the water, wundura the chicken.
Wundura.
And then we're gonna
Shina the matumbos.
Oh yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have to give those to the Mainis.
And then we need water for the bathing, and then we've given there's an electric bucket.
Because I'm a bit of a bad and bougie murora, I had prepared all my care packages the day before. So people had options of like soap or shower gel, mouthwash. They had like a little care package that they got with a little towel. So when we were doing it in the morning, everything was all ready to go. I gave them like little lotions or Vaselines. You know, people like options. I know I like options. So my sister and I, Dorcas and I, and then also with the help of my aunties and my gogos, guys, those gogos were working. Okay. So we had to go throughout like to everyone. And I'm telling you, there was like 20 people there. Luckily, we had packed enough like care packages for everyone. So we had to go all the way to the back, all the way to the front because Jay's parents' house is huge. So we gave them all their water. And then after that, we had to then start the cooking of the traditional chicken and the traditional sadza. So as you can see, I didn't have to do any of that with both the chicken and the sadza. The moral of the story is get you a crew that's ready to work, whether they're gogos or not, okay? Traditionally, all you're supposed to cook is that traditional chicken and the sadza. But I guess whilst because we were already outside or as part of the initiation, my tetes, like Jay's aunties, asked us to cook an entire goat on the fire. Listen, that's not something that you just do off the cuff, okay? And I'm grateful that I had help and I had like all these women with me to help me because otherwise I would have seen flames. What do I know about cooking a goat, please? Let alone on the fire. So yeah, it was really nice that we were all able to do it together as well because it was actually like a bonding experience. I hadn't even slept the night before because my aunt and I, like my godmother and I, we had been speaking the whole night, just talking stories and all these things because it was just a nice bonding experience with the people that I came with. And after this whole thing, like, I don't know, it just felt very endearing. Anyways, so we cooked the chicken, we cooked the goat, and then you go and you present it to your in-laws and you dish for them. You only have to dish like the chicken and the salsa. The other things, because it's not like part of the traditional things, you don't have to dish for them. Well, it depends. Like things differ depending on what tribe you come from. So, for example, where I come from, you're not allowed to cut the chicken. You have to cook it whole, and people, like, you can't even cut it to give it to people. People have to tear it off by the bone. So, it depends on where you come from and how you do things. But when you finish eating, like when they finish eating, they give you more money. And that is for like your gogos. For example, since my chicken came straight from gogo and like for the sadza and the gogos that helped me during the whole thing, like that money goes to them. At the end of it, we also shared money like between Dorcas and I, and between like we also gave like my aunties and stuff. It was a pretty penny. I'm not gonna lie. It was a healthy work day. Okay, I'd do it. Nope, nope. I would not do it again. If you are going for Kuperica, I hope this gave you some insight on what it's like. If you want somebody to be in your Kuperica crew, I'm not that person. Bye. Pericaring is done. We have been Periquazards. Bye. Yay! What's the time now? What's the time? Wow. That's like 4 hours later than we thought it was gonna be, but it was pretty cool. I wasn't keen at first, I'm not gonna lie, but it actually worked out really, really well. Got a lot of money. I don't know where to put all my bills at. Balling so hard. Let's take a picture.
Big on me, the Holy Ghost, Son of the Most. father, they don't know me.